Today's episode is brought to you by Munchie Mug, the world's #1 premium no-spill snack cup. Listen to today's episode for a special offer from Munchie Mug. Munchie Mug, making your life less messy. Hey everybody, welcome to Don't Make Me Come Back There. We are a funny podcast about family. My name is Dustin Nickerson. I'm a stand-up comedian, the host of the aforementioned podcast, and alongside me on the due south wall of our state-of-the-art recording studio / our bedroom is my lovely wife, the co-host of this podcast, a CFO, an art teacher, and an overall pretty great gal, Melissa Nickerson.
Hey there.
That's a note card that she just handed me. I was very surprised that she wanted it in her title. Pretty great gal, but Melissa is very old-fashioned. And that she likes to go down to the diner and have a Coke. She loves a Coke at the diner, and she loves male headship. Those are her two great loves, are a Coke at the diner and male headship.
A
fountain soda and man-led home. And...
I was trying to think of another one. And a poodle skirt.
And a man that she can write while he is at war. Thanks for tuning into our little podcast that could, everybody. Backseaters, it's so wonderful to have you back with us. We have a busy, jam-packed episode today as we do a recap of a birthday party, talk about adult friendships. We're going to talk about young children and daylight savings. We're going to talk about funny Uber story driver that I haven't told you about.
Okay.
Parent-teacher conferences and some emails at the end. We got a lot to get through. I will forget so much of it, but know that I intended to get to them at some point. And that if this episode is short, it's because Melissa and I are recording on Halloween. It is 10/31 right now. And as you know, Backseaters, this is our favorite day of the year on social media. I don't love the panic to try and come up with viral content that I feel in my soul. But I do love looking at pictures of your little kids as Spider-Man, as Elsa, we've seen a lot of costumes so far.
Yeah.
Your favorite was...
I have a new favorite.
You have your favorite? Okay, Mel has her favorite costume that she saw so far this Halloween 2022.
And I didn't get a chance to tell the parents this. I just saw the kid.
Right.
He was like 3 or 4. Okay, he had like a Mexican poncho. And then they hot glued like 6 big rats.
Yep.
Plastic wraps
100%,
on it. So he's Bruno.
Amazing.
From Encanto.
Yeah.
Some good Maribel's too. It's a really cute costume with the glasses. So.
It's great. But we don't have time for that because we don't talk about Bruno. Hey-o, I've never seen the movie. I only know the reference. It's great though. It's there's some great costumes that we've seen. Yeah, it's we are so deep into Halloween right now, and it is just now Halloween. I mean, we are carnivals and birthday parties and just general social settings you can
just socially wear a Halloween costume.
Right.
Just kind of the second half of October.
That's true. Yeah. Just kind of, and especially this weekend, we have so much to recap from our Halloween weekend. But before we do, as many of you know, we've concluded the seasonal headliner tour. Thank you to everyone that came out to that. Easily my biggest, most successful headlining tour. Appreciate you guys so much. We are working on putting together dates for this next round that will be in 2022. So far, we just have the 2 on sale right now, but there's more to come soon. But right now we have January 6th and 7th in St. Louis, Missouri at Helium Comedy Club. And then we have February 8th. I'm making my triumphant return to the great Denver, Colorado, a city we would likely live in if Melissa didn't have psoriasis. There are 2 things that prevent us from living in, well, maybe 3. No, I think it's actually just 2. 2 things that prevent us from living in the great city of Denver, Colorado. 1, Melissa has psoriasis, high elevation, real bad for her.
Yeah.
Real bad. The last time that Melissa was in Colorado, well, I guess it was 2 times ago, you literally ended up in urgent care.
Yeah.
And that's not ideal for a place that you live in. And the second, what do you think the second is? What is the second reason that Dustin doesn't want to live in Denver, Colorado?
Well, it's the football team.
No.
Okay.
No. I would love to be closer to the city of Denver right now and hate watch Russell Wilson. I would love that. That would be amazing.
Snow?
No, I don't mind the snow. I don't mind cold weather. Colorado is a 4 proper season. You know this. You've lived in Colorado. It's the airport. It's everything to do with the Denver airport. The Denver airport may be my least favorite airport in the country for a couple of reasons. 1, it is so far away from the city.
Yes.
It is 40 minutes outside of the city. It also has a scary demon horse that killed its maker. You know that story?
Yes,
if you guys don't know this,
the shirt.
Yes.
The t-shirt.
Yeah. The blue something. Blucifer. His name is Blucifer. It has bright, like orange red eyes. At least the story goes. The sculptor made it. It fell on him and then killed him. And that's an unbelievable.
And then they put it up.
And then exactly. And they're like, well, it should stay. I'm sure the family loves that. They're like, or we could curse it, or we could get rid of it. And they're like, no, how about it greets people who come and visit our city? It's the first thing that they see.
It's crazy.
They don't see a rocky mountain on the ground until they see Blucifer. And it's so far away from the city. It's a stupid, huge airport. It's so big and sprawling. And it's not a Delta hub. And so if you go to Colorado, you got to go Frontier, which you might as well just,
do a 3-day road trip.
If you're going to fly Frontier, just grab an aluminum tube and see if you can make it float. It's
that bad.
And then paint a bobcat on the back. This is what Frontier is like. Frontier, you look at the plane and you're like, oh, look, there are all the different animals.
Wildlife.
And then you get on the plane and you're like, we're the animals. I'm surrounded by the animals. The animals, Frontier walked so that Spirit could run. Or how's the expression go? Frontier Airlines crawled. So, how's that expression go? Walk so they could crawl?
I think it's walk to run.
Walk to run?
I think you had
walk
it right.
so they could crawl? How's that? Walk so they can run. That's it. This didn't go as much. Frontier Airlines walked so that Spirit Airlines could run. Truly. It is a garbage airline. So you're doing that, or you're doing Southwest, or you're doing United. Just a really bad choice, unless you get the Stroopwafel from United. I'm banging, guys. I'm out. I'm on places, and all the things that I like talking about, places and airports and such. But we have more of that later.
Okay.
So that's the tour dates. If you guys are not familiar, another thing we want to let you guys know about is, I'm on Cameo. I don't know if you guys know this. Yep. I'm officially on Cameo. I have one to record right after this.
You got to do it today.
Cameo is just, you guys know what Cameo is. You can go on there and you're like, if you want me to wish you like a happy birthday or something like that. And also, since you guys are backseaters, if you want Mel in there, just put a note in there. We'll throw Mel in there.
Yeah.
Mel will crush it.
Probably have to do a couple takes, but
I do. You were with me on a hiking trail.
Yep.
Today, and watched me make a TikTok that may or may not do well. But you guys, you backseaters, you followers, you guys, you never want to see how the sausage is made. You just want to eat the sausage, and when it shows up on your phone, it's sausage. But
did you post the corn maze or no?
Yeah, it bombed. I deleted it.
Oh,
yeah,
brutal.
It's fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun life that we live out here, everybody. But that only happens on TikTok, where TikTok's like, just kidding, we're not going to show it to anybody. And you're like, nobody? I have 120,000 followers. Why does this have 400 views? I know it may not be the best thing that I ever made.
Sure.
But could you not show it to 1% of them? Why is that too much to ask?
It's topical.
If you don't want to pay for Cameo, though, segue, and you want something to support, maybe a little more, get a little more from us at the podcast here and all things Dustin Nickerson Comedy, you can go to Patreon. Patreon is a way that you can give a little more, get a little more. You get, depending on what tier you're on, one of those things is a cameo. Somebody emailed me today. Actually, I have 2 cameos to do for that reason.
Nice.
You get a little discounts on stuff. You get some free merch. You get meet and greets at the show, and you get a monthly Zoom hang with Melissa and I, which is set for
Sunday, November 13th. Yep. So it's coming up like
I can't do then.
Like a week and a half.
That doesn't work.
Really?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm so funny. I'm a professional comedian. So check it all out, everybody.
And the Nickerson Christmas card.
And the Nickerson Christmas card.
You need to,
which I have a vision for, and I need to text our photographer / one of my best buds, Peter, / our graphic designer on how to execute. Because it's a
doozy.
I actually have an idea of how.
Great.
Because I told you the idea.
Yeah.
And you know how I was like, you're like, we need to go recreate it. I was thinking Photoshop. I think that's probably going to be the absolute easiest way to do it. That's true. Literally just take the pictures of our children and just go bup. You might even be able to skip a shoot altogether.
Yeah. Okay.
Your thoughts?
Little team note there.
Yeah. Maybe just throw some Christmas hats on us. What we need to do is we need to have coffee with my buddy. Gosh, this cup is so dirty. Here's the pay. Okay, real quick.
Dustin.
Okay.
You say what you're going to say. I'm going to refute it.
Okay. The great thing about your kids getting older is they do a lot of your chores now. The bad thing about your kids getting older is they do not do them well. If you want someone to do your dishes, but them to still be quite dirty, teenagers. That's my commercial for teenagers. Your thoughts?
That's perfect.
Look at the chunk in here.
Okay, all right.
Look, guys.
Look,
guys.
This is my favorite cup.
I know, but there's a chunk. Can we get this on camera here? Look at this. A chunk of, is that chili? What was in here? This is your favorite coffee mug.
This is my favorite coffee mug.
I love this mug. Why is there a chili stain in here?
It's on its last leg.
That's
First of all, it's vintage.
I bought this cup. I know this.
Second of all, there's a chip in it.
Yeah, but that doesn't, all of that checks out, but that doesn't explain to me.
This cup goes in the dishwasher. It just no longer is getting clean. It's just that old.
It's just that old?
Yeah.
These are permanent stains?
Yeah. Because I've seen them. I use that cup all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why you gave it to me?
No, because I like the size. And that's why I said, can I get you anything in the kitchen? And then you're like, yeah, turmeric tea and slice of lemon.
You asked me what I wanted. Let me have a little diva into it.
And I gave it to you. And now you're knocking my favorite cup.
No, I love this cup. That's why I'm using it. I used this way before you did. Don't claim this like this is your mug.
Mine.
I chose this. I found this at a thrift store in Phoenix, Arizona. I picked this up. I picked it all. We also got a dollhouse that day.
Oh, really? Wow. That's been around way longer than the dollhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's because Gloria decided one day she wasn't a child anymore and got rid of all of her toys. Teenagers can do one of two things with your glasses. Poorly wash them or shatter them.
Yeah. You can't have any glassware that you're attached to.
Either way, you're still going to have a mess to clean up at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then they will also break all your appliances.
Yeah. Well, they break your hearts first.
Yeah, that too. I feel like I had to say something about, Patreon. Mm-hmm. You got to get in by the end of November if you want a Nickerson Christmas card.
Oh, yeah, at the latest.
Because today is coming.
If you are a good patron, you're listening to this today, 11/2, and I mean, you are on the clock. You got to get in. And that Christmas card is a banger.
This deal is closing. This door is closing.
Act now.
On this deal.
Everything must go.
Yes.
Including our integrity. I don't know what that meant. Anyways, guys.
And our online course.
We got a few things to dive into. Get our masterclass for how to make good Christmas cards.
And it's closing.
Mm-hmm. I have a couple things that I want to tell you about. One, did I tell you about my Uber driver to the airport? Did we talk about that one? I didn't tell you about that.
Wait. You did an Uber driver that you told me on the podcast last week.
What one was it?
I'm trying to remember.
Was it about his kids being...
No, it wasn't about kids.
About his kids living overseas now?
No.
Okay, so here we go. For whatever reason, Uber drivers love talking to me. Love. They open up to you. They open. I guess this is just people in general. I had an Uber driver driving me to the airport last week. Or 2 weeks ago. It doesn't matter. We started talking, and he used to live in this area.
Oh, okay. And everyone used to live in this neighborhood. Everyone
did a stint in this little area of San Diego, and some stayed and some didn't. He's in Mission Valley now. He was telling me about how his kids live in Turkey now. And I was like, oh. Well, I certainly didn't see that coming. And he goes, well, they felt like they had a brighter future there, that they could maybe own a home and that, the economy was better. I don't know anything about the finances or politics of Turkey. I'm just going based on what this guy told me. And he tells me all these things. And I was like, oh, wow, that's amazing.
Most people just go to Arizona.
Yeah. It's a cheaper flight, you know? And it's much easier to drive the U-Haul. I think they were from there.
Okay.
I think they were from there. Mm-hmm. I don't know that because he didn't give me that information. And he was telling me about how the schools are good and how they liked it there. It was fantastic. I was happy. He kind of started to say some things. He's like, about like they like love like the cafeteria. I was like, the cafeteria? And then I was like, so how old are your kids? Because the way he was telling me, I was like, it made sense to me that they were older. And he was like, oh, they're 7 and 12. And I was like, 7 and 12? My gosh. They decided they had a brighter future in Turkey at the age of 7, and you let them make that decision, and you remained here? And I go, and he's like, you have your wife there too? And he goes, yeah, that's the best part. And he goes, I have my life back now here.
What?
I was like, wow, this story really took a turn.
Yeah, you assume they were grown children.
I thought they were grown
that were
children
buy a house
who wanted to like go
in Turkey.
And I thought he was like working here and he had his business and he's like, maybe he would end up there eventually or they would come back or something. So he shipped his wife and kids live in Turkey.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like a bachelor in San Diego.
Oh my gosh.
Driving Uber. That is a misdirect I did not see coming.
You never know what people are going to say.
Yeah, you don't. And I mean, and that's not even close to the weirdest Uber driver story I've gotten. Mel and I need to do a little weekend recap, and then we got some topics that we got to get into. It has just been a weekend of fall festivities.
After event.
I've been home for 8 days. When all is said and done, I'll be home for 8 days. And I mean, we hit the ground running because we got home. We did the big Claim Jumpers dinner with me.
That's right.
And then it was Tuesday. I don't remember a single thing again until the carnival.
Yeah.
Right. When did the fall festivities kick off? It was the school festival, right?
Friday, we had an elementary school trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat. Hour and a half. In and out.
The event was an hour and a half. How long do you think we were there?
That's what I'm saying.
From 40 minutes?
From the moment we walked to our door to the moment we returned to our door, less than 90 minutes. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So it's very much a hybrid, because we used to do a full carnival.
A lot of drama
buy
here. Okay.
ticket.
All right.
Lots of food.
Mel is going to be bringing you into some local elementary school drama right here. Because some people
With
wanted
the
the shorter,
DJ.
a little easier to pull this off, less volunteer work, less staff needs, but maybe not as great of an experience because it wasn't the full playground, various stations. We got the cakewalk. We got the donut hang, the donut on the string. We got the games. Yeah. We got Mel setting up a little Pokemon throw a beanbag thing, which the design was great. Your scale was not right. It ended up just looking like 3 little pots in a corner.
I didn't know.
I
missed the meeting.
The design of the Pokemon themselves was so good, but it was just like 3 little pot planters.
They needed to be about 5 times larger.
Yeah, and you might have needed like a banner or something to your booth lacked.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got stuck next to the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, and they went all out.
Pop-up tent, and they had like an actual cardboard character.
They were a festival in their own right.
Yeah. And then I was like, I love it. I just wish I wasn't next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for my rec center days, I worked some things in some various events. And
yes.
I will tell you, it is a sad day when you got a bad booth.
Yeah. Same with like Gloria's canoeing race. You know, like if you set up some merch and then nobody comes over.
Yeah. This was the episode of The Office. Remember at the job fair, the high schoolers?
Oh, yeah.
And he just put out the single piece of paper or whatever.
I think a lot of things post-COVID or since COVID have just like corners have just been cut.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're
hot
like
take, Mel. Mel's hot takes coming. Mel's hot takes, everybody. The oven is warming up. Put your gloves on, everybody. Mel's, you're gonna get burned. Mel's hot takes.
It's not a bad thing. It's just okay. This is what it is.
Okay.
I return the Amazon packages that we don't want to Kohl's. And they give you a coupon. They want you to buy stuff.
Sure.
Kohl's has shut one of their 2 entry points.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can no longer go in the side door.
The much more convenient door to go
directly to the Amazon return.
To hinder a white woman's ability to get in and out of Kohl's is a crime.
I know.
Absolute. It's a hate crime. To do that, that door has to be open because if you park there, you can walk into Target too. And there's a Ross that's a little shady in between. But there was a spot in our area where you could park and you could hit that Kohl's and that Target and not have to move your car.
Yes.
Mel and I
we still park there out of habit, and then we have to walk around the entire building.
Mel and I have
the Kohl's employees are just laughing at us.
Yes. They mock us for their own personal play. It's like when the grocery store closes an entrance at night. That's for safety.
Yeah.
I get that. We all get that. But Mel and I have a phrase now that we use that. Now, keep in mind, Mel and I, if you have any history with us on the podcast, we're vaccinated. We took the mask stuff very seriously. We got it. We
followed guidelines.
We followed the guidelines. All right. We don't like upsetting people. It's just whatever. We did the things. I don't care. I don't care. But now, when we see something like that, because that's when that entry originally closed, because there was a time not that long ago where we thought you would slow the spread of COVID, or some people thought you would slow the spread of COVID by flowing everybody in one direction. That there were limited entrances and limited exits. There were arrows in the grocery store. And so now when we see everyone being flowed in one area, which is like a COVID remnant, we go, we did it, everybody. We slowed the spread.
So we did it. Like,
you can't go through that door anymore. We slowed the spread. We did it. We stopped the spread, everybody, because
they should just drywall it shut.
Because the north entrance of Kohl's is shut.
But that's what I mean. Is corners have been cut,
right?
And they're not coming back.
No.
So fall carnivals, you know what? They're like, how can we make this way easier?
Right. And which is funny because the only reason that you go to Kohl's is to return something to Amazon. We don't actually shop at Kohl's.
Yeah.
Ever.
No, I mean, occasionally you get that $5 off coupon and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But
maybe I'll swing it. Well, Kohl's has a little bit of everything.
They get you.
Yeah. Which I think you just need to do better Amazon shopping. Maybe make as many.
I return half the things you buy.
Well, if you
on Amazon.
Right. Well, you guys, if you're looking for a product to buy online that you're not going to need to return, let me tell you about Munchie Mug. Munchie Mug is the best spill-proof cup on the market. We love Munchie Mug here at Don't Make Me Come Back There because life is messy, and this is gonna make it a little less messy for you, everybody. Whatever you got in your life, Smart Pop. Oh, a lot of Smart Pop.
Oh, a lot of Smart Pop here. You know what we had yesterday was kettle corn.
Kettle corn.
Should have brought a Munchie Mug to the pumpkin patch.
Dude, Smart Pop, this is going to turn into a Smart Pop ad. I eat a stupid amount of Smart Pop.
What about a fat amount of Skinny Pop?
Accurate. I eat so much of this healthy product that it's no longer healthy for me.
Yeah.
It would have been healthier for me to eat two handfuls of kettle corn instead of eating 2 full-size bags of Smart Pop.
They got the family ones. The family size.
So good. And I just make a mess of it. But I wouldn't spill so much if I put it in my Munchie Mug, everybody. Munchie Mug, incredible product. Variety of colors. It's great. If you got little kids and you don't want them to spill their stuff, you're going to want this. Dishwasher safe. Even my dumb teens could clean this thing. And it's made right here in the USA. And if you go to munchiemug.com and use promo code Don't Make Me, that's all one word, Don't Make Me, 25% off your entire order. Munchie Mug.
Making your life less messy.
So anyways, let's get back into our weekend recap because we did the fall festival was short. And I actually liked it that it was shorter.
Yeah.
And there was less because also every year, at least one kid gets lost at the fall festival.
Absolutely.
Including our kid one year.
It's dark.
You had forgotten about that until I reminded you.
It's a very dark event because it's outdoors.
Spooky.
And there's
Halloween.
Never enough lights.
Yeah.
And so you are correct that there are some perks to just doing the short trunk or treat. For sure.
It's all very contained.
If it's longer, then the parents can sit down and chat. I had chats with parents there.
Right.
And you can't do that. You're just walking around and then you leave.
And you just described
and that's fine.
Why I like the shorter one.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a segue, actually, I think a nice segue into what I actually want to talk about, which is adult friends. Adult friends are hard to make. And you and I talk a lot about this. I actually feel like I made a new adult friend this last week. I've made 2 adult friends in the last 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
And that's huge for me. 2 new adult friends. New adult friends are very hard to come by. I'm talking actually that I felt a genuine connection with. And I enjoyed their company, which it is very hard for me to enjoy somebody's company. I don't mean that in a rude way. It's just as you get older, you just I don't have the patience to learn about a new person.
Well, I think everyone's personality you're just like, no, we'll just keep the surface.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
it's not there.
I don't want to like.
Is that
Well, I think
true?
yes, I do think that is true, and I think it's why people do stay friends with people that are even bad friends for a long time because you're like, well, I already know you at least. I don't want to like get to know I mean, this is relationships in general.
That is like if you have old friends, you're like, we know everything.
We know everything.
We know your family. We know your childhood home.
Right.
And so, we moved and.
Yeah. Here's my advice on how to make adult friends. Do the surface level stuff. But don't like, and this, I know this is hard for you. Don't go deep for a while. And I know that's just absolutely impossible for you because you like to just get right to it. Right to it.
Yeah.
And I think you just have to see if you can make a genuine connection with that person. Like, and that you enjoy their company, that you enjoy their personality, that you like being around them and like the things that they have to say and their viewpoint on the world, and that it feels mutual. And then from there, get to know them a little bit. My first adult friend is a comedian, Graham.
Yeah.
Graham, a new adult friend. We text a bunch. We have some fun memories together.
You told the story last week about how you guys had the birthday night out.
And I am getting to know Graham now as a new adult friend because remember, go watch his YouTube special because he told me stories about his grandpa immigrating and, I'm getting to know like more mom stories, like childhood stuff. And you're like, okay, we're getting there. You like to lead with that. And that's a lot for people. You like to go, hi, my name is Melissa. We moved every 4 years. Here's why that was hard. Hi, my name is Melissa. Here are the challenges of my 3 children.
I'm not for everyone. It's ironic though, because I am more extroverted than you.
Yes. But yes, but also, sometimes we remember our old selves and not our current selves because you are more extroverted.
Yeah.
But you really aren't, not in the way that you once were, like, I'm bouncing around a party because we're adults. Why are we at parties?
No, but actually I was quite extroverted. I was always running everything.
Right.
You do that too emotionally for people.
Melissa, why did you feel like you needed to be in charge of everything? Why? Melissa, what happened that you felt the need to provide that experience for other people? Why did you have to be in charge?
You did this to me last week.
I didn't feel like we really got anywhere. No, I do it emotionally. You're right.
Yeah, and I'm like, you need a drink? You need
I've never seen you do that.
You're dead. You're so dead. I mean, you did not plan anything for that party Saturday.
No, that's different. That's for our children. That's a different thing.
That was literally drinks. Okay. Remember I said I was counting out loud how many things of soda I had to buy.
Okay.
I'm not talking about alcohol drinks.
Okay, I know that.
And you were like, I'm editing a video. I can't help you. And I was like, I just am saying it out loud.
Okay.
But you were teasing me about that.
Okay.
And
but also at said party, one person came to the group of adults and said, hey, would you like me to go get some coffee? Can I get your guys' orders? So, I mean, I was the one actually providing drinks for the adults at that scenario, if you remember that correctly.
Yeah, and I took their orders and texted you.
But that was a time issue.
No, man. Because I handled all the children.
I know.
No.
Mel, I have given you a lot of praise for that party.
I know, but you're not right now.
No.
It's the physical. I tried to meet physical needs, and you meet emotional needs.
We're talking about different things. No one crushes a kid's party like you. Nobody. I said it. What more could you want from me, Melissa? I said it in front of the friends, and I gave you an Instagram post. You crushed that party.
Well,
so good.
You.
I said it in front of your mom friends. I mean, that's a big win for you. What I'm saying is I've never seen you at a party or social setting ask another adult, hey, can I get you a drink? Do you need something? I've never seen you do that. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm pointing out.
No, I'm making sure like the bathroom's clear to find and stuff like that.
Right.
Tangible.
You were talking about okay.
Like, are there enough chairs?
I understand what you mean. You're talking about the planning of the event, not the how you are during the event.
Entry
because how
points. Like,
Right.
are there balloons so people know this is the party house? Like, stuff like that.
Because how you are at the event is, hi, I'm Melissa. Here's how my daughter's therapy is going.
Stop it!
Hi, my name is Melissa. Can I tell you about how we lost a home in 2008?
Well,
and Melissa,
you like it.
Let me tell you, you are my cup of turmeric tea with lemon. I was telling you this before. I actually sometimes worry that I am so entangled in you in a good way that if you were to ever die, I would be a shell of a human. I would be like, I don't know. I would be like, they'd be like, get on dating apps. Dustin, your dating app can't be a picture of you and your dead wife. Like, I'm sorry. This is the only world that I know. She was my cup of turmeric. Turmeric? Am I saying it right?
It's hard out there.
What I'm saying is, and the other one was, you watched it happen in real time. I connected with a mom at the party, and there were a lot of moms. There were no dads. There were no dads at the party. So I played soccer with Joel for a while. Yeah. Neither of us play a lot of soccer, but I was looking to kill some time.
We hung out with one of the kids.
He was in the
adult circle.
Because there's always a kid that talks to the adults, and that's fine.
And I asked that kid and Joel if they wanted to play soccer with me, and they both said no.
Well, I don't tell... this is funny. There was a kid who looked a little lonely at the party, and Joel and I were playing soccer, and he was one of the few boys that were there. And I was like, hey, do you want to come over and play soccer? And he's like, yeah, that'd be great. And he made it 5 minutes. He's like, hey, I'm going to go. I was like, all right, that wasn't very fun for you. I understand now. But anyway.
But actually, I think it's a big deal that any parent stayed.
Well, I think that you're undervaluing yourself. I think that people enjoy your company. I know I tease you and stuff, but you have made genuine connections with them, and that group is a close knit because sports parents, particularly travel sports parents, which you are. Mm-hmm. You guys you've been to Oklahoma together. You've been to Ohio together. You guys all have some history together. Yeah. And I'm not I see them 4 or 5 times a year. I don't see them a lot. But one of the moms, I was like, oh, I like you. Like we were making I'm getting to know you, you're getting to know me, you were there, and I was like, okay, this is a new adult. We have something here. We're not gonna go get coffee. What it is if you're bringing up a social setting and you're like, hey, maybe we would do a thing with somebody or an event or go see the Nutcracker with one of them. I would go, that's one of 3 people you're allowed to offer. I can take them. I can take that. I'm not going to close the door on them. You crushed the party. And then and then we did the pumpkin patch yesterday. So we did the pumpkin patch yesterday. Yesterday was actually Gloria's birthday. We did the party, and then we came back, and then we did the pumpkin patch yesterday. And after church and Gloria's birthday lunch, we got some sushi. Great, all fun. And then we go out to pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
And Ramona.
Oh,
and even further, even more in the sticks. Mm-hmm. What I thought was fun about that is I actually think our teens have been more jaded in previous years. I actually felt them be less jaded about the pumpkin patch this year. I don't know why that happened, but it did. I think it's because we made a compromise with them. Because remember, originally I was like, we're going out to the day trip and Julian, and none of them wanted to do that. Yeah. And then when I switched it to, hey, do you guys want to do a birthday lunch and the pumpkin patch, they were totally on board. I think some of the teen jadedness is starting to wear off on them. And I think it's in part because of us, because we talked to them about how being critical is so easy and it's so lazy and it's so uninteresting. Just like being a jaded person, being a negative complaining person is so boring. I tell them all the time that it's so boring. Just do some. It's so
dig a little
easy.
Deeper.
Dig a little deeper. Give me a valuable criticism. Give me a different idea. Maybe ironically enjoy it. Something. Give me something else.
One of the kids laughed at me when I shot the corn cannon.
Okay. Well, this is a different topic.
No. Yeah. And I had just applauded their efforts on the corn cannon.
Right. You and one of our children have a little turmoil right now, and it's not a turmoil. It's not constant.
It's just a normal tension.
You do not like our children being critical of effort or trying something. I don't
like them laughing at me when I do a childish activity.
Yes.
shoot a corn out of a cannon.
I agree with
or bump a volleyball.
Yeah.
I'm like, I haven't done this in 20 years.
Well, you're also like...
Or I've also never done it.
You're also like, who bought the volleyball? This is all happening because of you only have the opportunity to make fun of me or laugh at me shooting a corn cannon because I bought a van and I filled it up with gas and I came up here and drove you to this place and paid the extra $1 to shoot this corn out of the cannon. All right? I'm with you on that.
And it was like literally right after I had been like, what a shot.
Yeah, you would say but what I'm saying is the more we point that out, the less likely they'll be of being that. And I think that we are not great parents. We try our best. We're doing the very best that we can. We're not perfect parents. No one's perfect, but we have our struggles and our kids have struggles that are 100% our fault. But one of the things that we do harp on is that negativity and that jadedness. And as that goes away, you go, is it working? And I do think us pointing out a few times about like, how are you, don't laugh at her when she does this. Hopefully, after a few more times of her making fun of you, she'll get over it.
One can hope. Yep.
One can hope.
Yep. But it does kind of trigger me.
Yeah, I get that.
Visceral, like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's daylight savings this week, and daylight savings is a reminder to me about how young children ruin everything. Because you know what you get for daylight savings when you get that extra hour of sleep and you have a young child? Nothing. Yeah. You don't get an extra hour of sleep.
You get up in the dark.
You get up in the dark. Your baby doesn't want to sleep in.
No. And shout out to Steven because his kids are little.
I'm sorry, Steven.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, a little baby is wonderful of a blessing and as spectacular of an energy a little baby is. They really can ruin a lot of good things.
Oh, yeah. I remember so many times Claire and I would have dinner at 4:30. Because it was like, we've run out of things to do.
Yeah.
Let's just have dinner.
Yeah. This is what this
will make you happy.
Your little baby's gift to you for daylight savings is getting up in the dark and a dinner at 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Enjoy.
And honestly, that's a lot right after Halloween too. For the caregivers. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's tough.
It's gonna be rough next week.
What are
you
some
guys now?
What are there are a few a meal out, baby, ruin that for you.
At Claim Jumpers, we had dueling toddlers.
Yeah.
Ruining the family dinners.
A little baby, for as wonderful as they are, not only will they ruin a meal out, they'll ruin everybody's meal out.
Yeah.
I love it. They're anarchists. Babies are the truest anarchist in the world. Mm-hmm. Nobody is more committed to the destruction of society and an absolute disregard for all things rules and cultural norms.
Social
norms than a baby. Babies are pure anarchy. They need to switch the name to Babarchy. That's stupid. Everything else I said was good in there, though. Babies are absolute anarchists, and they will bring you down in society around them.
That's
I love it. I love it, but I only love it now. I don't mind it now because I don't really hear crying babies because I'm like a mature adult who doesn't know to freak out when a baby's crying. But man,
people get triggered.
I get it. It's a tough noise.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say this real quick. We're getting into parent-teacher conference season.
Ooh.
And parent-teacher conference season. If you're not familiar with a parent-teacher conference is when the parent and the teacher sit down and they look at your kid's performance and they go, and they look at your kid's performance and they go, no, it's not just grades. It's all things.
It's mostly grades.
No, it's not, because they talk about behavior in the classroom. They talk about how they're doing.
Citizenship is like one of 12 things.
A parent-teacher conference is when the parent and the teacher sit down. They look at the child's overall performance and they go, whose fault is this?
And then they both debate with each other whose fault it is.
Exactly. That's exactly what a parent-teacher conference is, where the teacher is going, well, if you did this, and the parent is going, well, this is your job to do that. I do all this other stuff. You're in charge of this part, right? And it's a lot of finger pointing, and both of you do know the truth, which is we need to work in tandem.
It's a team.
We are a team. We're going to work here together. But I will tell you, that meeting right there, that's a real standoff.
Yeah. And you better have brought in some school supplies to kind of buffer that relationship. I don't know. I teach art lessons, and
I was just going to say that.
Class,
I was going to say, here's a tip. Here's a tip. You want to make your parent-teacher conference meeting go a little more smoothly? You volunteer in that classroom on a messy day.
Yeah. With a sub.
On an ice cream sundae day.
Yeah.
You're going to get some stuff. Anyways, let's get into emails. We got a couple emails we're going to get out of here. We got 2 or 3, depending on how much time we have. So, first email right here. This is from Abraham. If you guys ever want to send in questions or any topics they have, shoot us emails at dontmakemecomebackthere@gmail.com. This is from Abraham right here.
Hi, Abraham.
Abraham, I've got 6 daughters. That's the subject.
Whoa.
Listening to your recent episode where you're describing your response to your son asking to go somewhere. My 6 kids are now between 14-year-old twins to a married 21-year-old.
Wow.
We taught our kids that when they ask
6 kids in 7 years.
Yeah, they threw a twin in there. Yeah.
Okay.
We taught, that's what your family was. We're going to have 3. Just kidding. The last ones are twins.
Yeah.
We taught our kids that when they asked us permissions to go somewhere, they were actually asking 3 questions. This is great. Do I need permission? Do I need transportation? Do I need admission? Money. This helped us have a common language when they came to us. If we knew what exactly they were asking for, then it made it easier for us to have them an answer. Abraham. Abraham.
All right.
Wow. That's very good. Do I need permission? Do I need transportation? Do I need admission?
There you have
That's
it.
a parenting book right there. That feels like it's straight out of a parenting book. Write a parenting book, Abraham.
Well done, Abraham.
Very good stuff.
Father Abraham. Okay.
Father Abraham. Here we go.
That's the title.
Yeah, it's great. The Jacksonville dweller here. This is from Sean. Hey, Dustin and Melissa. Longtime listener, first-time emailer. My wife and I and our 4 kids live in Jacksonville, Florida, and we have for a long time. I grew up in a very small town, so Jacksonville is like a bustling metropolis to me. Don't mind the sirens going on. Speaking of bustling metropolis, a few weeks ago, you mentioned my city as one of the cities you wouldn't need to go back to again. I definitely understand that Jacksonville has issues. We tend to have a really great grand ideas to make the city better, but never the public backing and funding tax increases to turn those ideas into a reality. I just want to let you know that we would love to have you back, and I would personally love it if you came to my part of Jax, as we call it, so that you can see a unique and up-and-coming historical, urban, real part of our city. We have some great venues near downtown, even some outdoor places that would be amazing for a comedy show. I know it's a trek, but if you're ever close, we'd love to have you to show you are the best parts. And even though you trash my city, I'll keep listening and supporting the podcast because you guys are so funny and real. Sean, okay. Listen, Jacksonville is a comedy pinata that comedians have been hitting for a long time. Reality is, I love and hate everywhere. I went on this rant a couple weeks ago. Every place is great. Every place is terrible. Nowhere is better than anywhere else. You just have to find the places that works for you. I did a Philadelphia video this week, and the amount of people that are trashing the city of Philadelphia, then don't live there. Don't. Who cares about your opinion of the city of Philadelphia? Who cares? That being said, here's my opinion of the city of Jacksonville. I realize the irony in what he's doing there. Jacksonville's fine, but it is, I don't know if I remember the joke.
Every city has some cool areas.
Jacksonville was weird to me because, and this is a lot of Florida in general, and you go, it's so objectively nice and that it's warm and it's pleasant, but I'm not happy here. I don't like being here. But I didn't give Jacksonville a fair shake. So I will try to get back down to Jacksonville. I promise. I know when I get there, I know how to have fun in every place, and I'm sure you could show us some place. And like you said, every city has cool stuff now.
Yeah.
Though I am putting that to the test this weekend because I'm in Peoria this week. And Peoria, I don't know a lot about, so I'm like, okay. I've been here once. We were in and out. I know it's the home of Richard Pryor. The Richard Pryor statue's there. I know that. Or this is in a couple weeks, I think. We're in Hershey this week with Tay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing the tour of the place.
Oh, good.
Yeah, can't wait.
Right after
so there you go.
Halloween.
Sean, we'll try and get there. I promise. Okay,
Thank
last
you, Sean.
one right here.
Okay.
This is from Nate. Nate's a Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
You know Nate.
Yeah. From Dallas.
Nate got us all the wonderful stuff. Overnight oats. I bet that comes up in here. Subject, teenager in an Uber. This is from Nate. Hey, Dustin and Mel. Love the last podcast and all the pod episodes for that matter. Pod for short to give me some of that sweet street cred. I brought up the age it's cool to send kids in their own in an Uber at work because it's a great question. The short answer we came up with was boys 15 or 16 and girls when they are 47. I agree I don't like sending even my wife by herself in an Uber, but with the right driver and a full can of mace, we do it occasionally. Yeah, you have your pepper spray usually, right? We actually thought it would be a great business for any entrepreneur out there to look for an idea to start an Uber Kids version. I would start this myself, but it just seems a lot of work. So all the drivers would have to be grandmas in their 50s or 60s with no long criminal rap sheet. Any older and the drive times might take too long. And there would need to be a designated person receiving the kid with a barcode. The driver scans verifying arrival or the kid doesn't get out of the car. This would be great for school or sports practice trips or for a divorced couple sharing custody of kids that don't want to see each other. Interested in what you think of this idea. You're all so funny, real, relatable. Thanks for making my commutes more enjoyable every Wednesday. Sincerely, Nathan. P.S. What did y'all end up doing with that Nickelback Nickerson gift from Madison? My wife Jen and I made a bet with me that it found its way to a trash. LOL. We enjoyed every gift that you've given us. You gave us. We used the Panera gift card.
Just last week.
Melissa's using the oats pretty regularly. I had a hearty laugh at that Nickelback thing. It got trashed somewhere. Thank you so much for it, though. It doesn't mean I didn't care for it. I think this is a great idea. I think this is the idea that you would have a safer Uber. Now, if you work for Uber would be like, we're supposed to be the safe thing.
But like more background checks.
More background checks for kids, for women. Honestly, just for women. That would be so funny.
Uber
for women. Oh, I'm going to send that premise idea to Taylor. That's very funny. It's not for me, but I think that's like that's an interesting idea. My immediate thought was, and this is coming from a dad, is, oh no, this would attract the worst drivers.
Yeah.
This the person, because now you got people who go, if
kids and wives.
Oh, wait a minute,
women,
only vulnerables.
Elderly too.
There will be no people to be scared of in here, or people I don't feel like I can take advantage of. But it's a great idea, Nate, and I expect you to see you on an upcoming episode of Shark Tank pitching that to Mark Cuban.
Perfect.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Do you have anything else?
No, I was just going to say maybe Airbnb can like sidestep.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love
All
it.
right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you guys so much.
All right. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. Wanted to give a special shout out to our As Essential as Oils patrons. That's our $25 a month and up level patrons. Thank you so much for your support of the podcast and Dustin Nickerson comedy. That is Trey Turner, Nathan and Jennifer Merritt, Adam Bush, Jennifer Ashley Downs, Juliana Smith, Jordan Cowan, Code to Grow, Courtney Eibling, Lori Amos, Dave and Melissa Cox, Isaac Terron, Farrah Journey, Bonnie Galindo, Carrie Teague, Averill Griffiths, Jessica Sewell, Rachel Kennedy, Dave Hoagland, Demarius Diaz-Stevens, Nicole Carraz, and Tiffany Payne. Thank you so much, everybody.